G'day guys and welcome, my name's Michael and I am the Deadaussiegamer, here to share with you my tips, tricks, ideas and strategies for playing and running tabletop role-playing games. Today's topic is a very relevant one for right now, and that is of course role-playing games in isolation. In the midst of the whole COVID-19 thing, we have been advised to exercise social distancing, to stop meeting up in groups, etc, etc, etc. But during all of this time, how can we still enjoy role-playing games when we are, of course, trying to pull apart our tables? Well, there are a number of ways that we can enjoy so online and offline, and we're going to be talking about that today. So the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, play-by-post. Now, play-by-post is a type of game which is text-based. You form groups that seem to play on text walls, such as Discord, Facebook. There are even some play-by-post sites that, such as RPG Crossing and Mythweavers, who are really, really good. And you basically take turns posting something for your character to do or interact with the scene. Now, the advantage of playing something like a play-by-post game is that you don't need to have the same schedule. In this rather difficult time, a lot of people are being asked to go home from work, or to work from home, or to simply call it a day and hope that this thing blows over. If those things happen, schedules are of course going to become very, very hectic, and so play-by-post is a great option. I know that lots of people do it on Discord at the moment, and there are lots of ways to find good groups on Reddit and on other Facebook groups as well. So if you haven't tried so already, I highly recommend it. You'll find that often a lot of people with a very firm grasp of literary skills tend to play in these games, and we can start building a lot of our own repertoires, such as being able to describe areas really well, exploring how to describe our actions without simply saying, hey, I hit him with my sword. Play-by-post is actually a great opportunity, with or without isolation. All right. Next up, we are going to be talking about voice and video chat. Now, this one is a common one, and a lot of people are turning to it, and that's great. It's absolutely fantastic. Whether you're playing with simply audio only and playing on Discord, or if you're using video chat and using something like Skype or Zoom, it is really important to realize that, sometimes that will just work. It will suffice. If I had to recommend any program, I would recommend Zoom, if you have a subscription. If you don't have a subscription, the calls only last like half an hour, and, well, there's only so much role-playing you can do in half an hour. If, however, you do have a subscription, you don't have a timeline, Zoom is great because not only does it have the video program, it also has a whiteboard that you can actually use to draw and map out things. You can also share screens, so if you do your own prep at home, you could still share that with your players as well. If, however, that's not something to your speed, Discord is always great because Discord has started doing a whole bunch of really cool stuff with their video chat systems, so they can also accommodate. I believe that Discord has also allowed for larger groups to meet up and to be able to communicate free of charge during this whole time. So yeah, definitely check out doing games through that. The one thing I would recommend, though, is if you were doing a voice and video chat, always remember that when multiple people are talking, unlike around a table, only one audio really comes through. So if you do, sort of talk and stuff like that, don't be afraid to use the text chat at the same time. Enjoy the game, but at the same time, make sure your GM doesn't get drowned out by everyone's excitement. It does happen, not often, but, just be aware. Voice and video chat. Love it. Okay, the next one is virtual tabletop. Now, I didn't bring this up with the voice and video chat, but ideally, yes, voice and video chat you will want to do with something like a virtual tabletop, or vice versa. This does not, however, need to happen. You can always play a virtual tabletop and just use texts to talk to one another. The two biggest VTTs at the moment that I can recommend are, of course, Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds. I recommend them both for various different reasons, and I want to explain why. Roll20 I recommend because you can get the most out of it for nothing. It is a free browser-based system. A lot of people can go into it. It is relatively intuitive, and it allows you to play role-playing games really quickly. You can import images, maps, and have people moving around on the board you're actually playing on. It works well as a VTT. However, Fantasy Grounds, I feel, is a more robust system if you can pay for it. Now, if you can afford Fantasy Grounds or if you already have it, that's fantastic. It has a lot of automated mechanics being rolled into. It has a very, very wide catalog of things that you can get. Hell, there's even a whole bunch of adventures from various systems that you can simply upload all of the assets already done and ready to play at any given time. In addition, the price has come down quite substantially due to the whole thing. So if you are going to get into Fantasy Grounds, now is a great time to do it. The catch is, of course, it is limited by what system you're playing. Fantasy Grounds supports a lot of systems, but of course there are some that we enjoy that it doesn't support. Whereas Roll20 is very, very intuitive and simply just says, well, do you want to roll dice? Roll dice. Just type in the number and Bob's your uncle, there you go. And here is just a whole bunch of things that people have made in the community free for you guys to use. So Roll20 is good, and so is Fantasy Grounds. I like Fantasy Grounds if I can have the time to do the prep. If I've got time to do prep, Fantasy Grounds is my go-to always. If I don't, then I might lean on Roll20. All right. The last thing I want to say in terms of role-playing in isolation and the like is do not be afraid to absorb streamers, like role-playing gamers, people who are out there putting themselves on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube. Don't be afraid to support these people. This is a time where we are all kind of, struggling to keep together and share this whole community hobby. I've now been trying my hardest to, do as many streams as I can to make sure that people have content that they can go and watch and they can enjoy. Because the one biggest thing about being in isolation is not being able to socialize, not being able to enjoy the things that bring us together. So if you do have your favorite streamers out there, even if it's not me, go show them some love. Go donate to some of their streams. Go tune in and just say, hey, we appreciate what you're doing. These people who are making content, they're doing their best to try and make it so that the isolation isn't as bad. So yeah, take the time, go and support a streamer. Now, I do want to throw something out there as well. There are lots of streamers who are doing charity streams and stuff like that to help with, people who are, of course, struggling during this time. So do be sure to check out places like Unmade Gaming, How to Be a Great Game Master, because, yeah, they're doing the big marathons to try and help people out. So yeah, go check all that stuff out. If you at home are also kind of having to break apart games and the like, I've also opened up my own commissions, which I will leave a link in the description below too. So I will be charging 15 Australian dollars a head for games for me to run. I will run you guys through campaigns and the like, a variety of them, pretty much whatever people who get together will want. So if you and some friends want to do some role playing, I'm going to be starting in April and going through till pretty much this whole thing blows over. Yes. So, thank you so much for listening, guys. And listen, if you are out there and you are in a gaming group that can't meet up, don't lose hope. Don't feel as though you can only interact with the people at your table around a role-playing game. Remember that you can always give people a call. Just phone in and say, hey, what's up? How are you? Are you doing okay? Is everything all right? Do you need anything? This is just just a PSA, I guess. It's just be awesome, be good to you guys, because the thing is beyond role players, we are friends. We're a community. We are a group of people who share a love of something very passionate, and we want to express that. We want to talk about it. We want to build our friendships with it. So yeah, don't let isolation pull you guys apart. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have a awesome, wonderful, and safe period of time, however long this goes for. As always, please hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Go check out all the links in the description below. And till next time, guys, from me to you, game hard or die trying. Well, actually, don't die trying. Just game hard. That's it. There you go. Bye, guys.